Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Look, straight from the top, this is a rumour. This is a rumour that I do not believe. I'm just going to say it from the top, but I want to cover it because I do think that this will set the interwebs aflutter. And I just want to put my 2 cents out there, basically. And I'm not trying to slight on anyone. It's not the purpose of the video. I just don't see how this, logically speaking, in business sense, it just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So basically, the new rumour is about the details of the Leslie Headland's female-centric Star Wars series, and apparently how it's going to be connecting to The Mandalorian. Now, if you didn't know, Leslie Headland is a bit of a douche canoe. She's very much like preachy as hell, formerly Weinstein's assistant, very much a sleazeball, I guess, on par with probably Weinstein in some regards. Now, she is directing, she's not directing, she's writing, executive producing, and showrunning a Star Wars series, and it's labelled as female-centric, right? So, all the virtue signalling as much as you can get. Now, obviously, we've heard lots of rumours about what it's going to be about, and, no surprise, a lot of people will jump to the conclusion that it's going to be, agenda-filled trash, which is, absolutely understandable. Now, obviously, we've learnt key bits of info about it, and we've also learnt key bits of info about the Mandalorian for the next few seasons, right? Or at least Season 2, leading into Season 3. And the rumour itself is very much contradicted by multiple outlets and multiple sources of other people. So I don't believe this. Because also using a bit of common sense, why would Disney do this? So look, basically the new rumor is detailing what Leslie Headland's series is going to be about, and it's going to be about Boba Fett, okay? And it's going to be span off from season 3 of Mandalorian. So apparently in season 3, Boba Fett is going to take his helmet off, and it's going to be a woman, not just any woman. It's going to be Sabine Wren, an already established character in canon. So, when we talk about Disney and doing their agenda and all of this stuff, you think about that and you go, well, why would they do that then? Because it's already an established character. It's not like a no-name character that doesn't have a fan base. It's already an established character. People already like her. So you wouldn't just put her in someone else's armour. And then, furthermore, ladies and gents, apparently Boba Fett being a woman, that's how it's going to be explained, basically, that Sabine Wren is going to be wearing Boba Fett's armour, but apparently is then going to go off and just wear the armour and do Boba Fett things. Allegedly. So after Boba Fett takes off his or her helmet in Mandalorian, we'll see a flashback to Boba Fett crawling out of the Sarlacc pit, only to die in the sand, and a bunch of Jawas will scavenge Boba Fett's armour, and then we'll see Boba Fett's armour being subsequently acquired by Sabine Wren, female Mandalorian from Rebels. This person's source claims that the plan is to then have Sabine Wren take Boba Fett's armour, become Boba Fett, and her subsequent adventures as female Boba Fett will lead into an animated show on Disney+. And apparently that's what Leslie Headland's series is going to be about. So, not overly sure what he's implying here, whether the series is going to be animated, or whether Leslie Headland will be doing the Sabine Wren Boba Fett adventures, which will then go into an animated series. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how this doesn't start to add up? There's too many moving pieces. It just sounds dumb. And like I said, right, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they're working on Mandalorian, aren't they? Who's Sabine Wren? Was character Dave Filoni, isn't it? So why would he allow this? If we're looking at agendas and things like that and how people, push them forward, why would you have an established character don a man's armour to then impersonate them? It doesn't make sense. Especially when already they've proven themselves so very competently, at least in The Mandalorian, of shaping very good female characters. Right? The one played by a wrestler. Great. Gina? Yeah, Gina. Fantastic character. Really, really liked her. Great character. Definitely could absolutely beat most men's asses up. Great. This is nonsense. And again, this is not a slight on anyone. I'm not into any of that bollocks. I just can't see that this being true. I just think the source is bunk, basically. Now, Headland, and then let's go into the other rumours, right? The other things which indicate that this is total nonsense, yeah? So, Star Wars, basically, Headland series was first rumoured on Variety, which was then later confirmed. So Variety had a good source, and they described it as female-centric. They didn't provide any plot details, but they did say it would take part in a different part of the Star Wars timeline. Now, Mandalorian is set just before all of the sequel trilogy stuff happening, right? So Boba Fett, Sabine Wren hybrid, that will just go into the sequel trilogy. That's not a different timeline. Now, Star Wars would officially confirm Headland was working on a series on May 4th. And they would say, in addition, Emmy-nominated writer Leslie Headland is currently developing a new untitled Star Wars series for Disney+. Headland will write, executive produce and serve as showrunner for the series, which adds to a growing list of blah, 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 blah. Now, again, I find this very difficult to believe. Very, very difficult to believe. There have been a number of rumours regarding Boba Fett and The Mandalorian Season 2. Now, the YouTuber states that Boba Fett has been confirmed. He hasn't. Not officially. Been confirmed by multiple sources and stuff like that, but not officially. Now, The Hollywood Reporter says that Fett will appear in Season 2. They explain that sources say Morrison will actually play Boba Fett, the famed bounty hunter who first appeared on the big screen. Which is, like, again, this is rumoured. Anyone who's watched Mandalorian would have known that they were building towards this, right? Because, and Script Doctor here has a very good video on it. So, friend of the channel, go check him out. Chapter 5, The Spurs, the sound cues, everything is Boba Fett. Basically, like super, super quick summary. So we knew that Boba Fett was building to it, but then also we get other people talking about it. Jordan Mason says, whispers, a small tip that I also heard, Boba Fett isn't the only role Tamora Morrison will play in the show, obviously stating that he'd play Commander Rex as well. So, Tamora Morrison, why are you bringing Tamora Morrison back to then have someone else don the armour? Like, what? Do you see how I think this, like, there'll be a lot of people all aflutter about this and all up in arms and all crying, nonsense. I can't see it. And again, this goes into other rumours. Andy Signor came out and says, we can say that there's more Boba Fett in the works. I just think they've been floating ideas around and stuff has been like just floated around. Because with a slash film even started another rumour saying Timothy Oliphant's role would play Cobb Vanth, who's a mayor and a sheriff of Freetown. It's a settlement on Tatooine, who in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath novel, Vanth acquires the Mandalorian armour from, guess what? Jawa traders. I just think people, I think some people are being wound up by their so-called sources. Like a lot of this I think can be easily, I mean, it's wait to see, but I just think narratively speaking, why would they do this? Why would they do this? Why would Dave Filoni allow them to do this? Why would Jon Favreau allow them to do this? And it's not like it's not like they do have control over this, because they're controlling seasons 1, 2, 3 of The Mandalorian. So I don't buy this for 1 second, but I thought I'd do a video on it regardless, because I thought I'd put my 2 cents out there and hopefully just kind of give a little bit more of a, I guess, I don't know, a bit of a reasoned approach. It just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. So I hand it on over to you. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. I know it's a bit rambly. I do apologise for that. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Also, ladies and gents, please consider supporting my original short film. I am entering, my first foray into indie filmmaking. It's a film called Blackfields, a Production H film, and you can find a link to that down below in the description box. I'm crowdfunding for it, and it would mean the world to me if you wanted to support it. For $5, actually, in any currency, you gain access to a competition to win a real weapon prop for the film. So anyway, thanks so much for watching though, guys. I've been Mr. H. Take care.